So this is kind of a bonus to the main video lecture. But in the lecture, I talked about how there were two main ways that faculty can issue alerts. And one is progress reports, and the other is academic alerts. Well, I kind of lied, just to make it more simple for everyone. There actually are kind of three main ways. And you'll discover it if you actually kind of click around in Navigate. But the third way I'm calling ad hoc progress reports. And it's like issuing an academic alert, but you can do it for multiple students at once. And there's only a narrow range of when you would want to do this because you have to issue the exact same reasons, right? So let's say you have a large class, you're teaching introductory biology class, and you've got 100 students, and you want to submit an alert that these dozen students all failed their first midterm, right? So you can issue that alert for all those students at once with the exact same low assessment academic alert, right? So I'm envisioning this being used for large classes, many students, identical issues, okay? So here's what it looks like. In Navigate, you would log in, you would go to uw.campus.eab.com as usual. You would log in with your NetID, and instead of clicking on Issue an Alert, which is on the far right, you would go into where it has your class, and you'd click on Progress Reports. So this is going to bring up a different thing than the big progress report grid that you would get from an advisor. So here's what it would look like. It would be, it would bring you to this screen, and it's a little confusing because you have to select which students you want to issue the progress report for. So you can select multiple students, right? And then go to Actions, and there's a little down arrow. You click that, and the only option on the down arrow for actions for you would be create a new progress report. And so you click that. Then a pop-up window, just like the academic alert pop-up, will show up. It'll say, do you want to make a report? It's a strange question because obviously you do. So you click yes, and then it lets you select the reasons, right? And there's a warning there saying, by the way, you are submitting this progress report for multiple students. The grade doesn't really make sense there because unless they all have the exact same grade, you can just leave that blank. And then just kind of type in what the issue is that you're reporting for all these students and hit submit. So that's it. That was kind of the secret third way to issue a progress report or an academic alert. I didn't mention it in the main lecture because I think the situation where you would actually use this is narrow. It's only for those large classes where you happen to have the exact same issue for a large number of students at once. If that's not the case, I recommend doing individual issues of alerts as opposed to doing this kind of ad hoc progress report. All right, hope that helps.